hopping off a little bit off of what you were saying, I'm curious about the research because, like,
Mhm.
if you're in academia, you're used to like gathering up your resources, doing your research. How did your like normal career prepare you for this project? How did you approach the research? Because it's historical fiction, you want to get things correctly.
Yeah,
And then, was there anything fascinating or like surprising that you learned? Stuff like that.
quite a bit. But here's something you may not know, and certainly the listeners won't know yet, unless they've already picked up the book. But I was born and grew up in Nigeria.
Mm,
So my parents were expats. And I was
okay.
growing up, but I grew up in the southern part of the country, which you might compare to
How long do you live there then? How long do
till I
you
was
grow up there?
16.
So, that's a long time. Okay, so did you grow up with I imagine you picked up a lot of the language or you did you have an accent? I'm so curious about that.
Well, you can hear my accent, but did I have a different one? No. So, unfortunately, and for many reasons, I did not learn a Nigerian language. There are like at least 300.
Oh god, I
Okay.
think I knew that. I think I knew there was a
There are a
lot.
lot.
I think I
Now,
knew there
there
was a
are
lot.
dominant
Yes.
ones. And in the novel, Isabel does begin to learn Hausa. She learns quite a bit, actually, by the time you get to the end, so that she can have a
Yeah.
conversation with the chief of the town, who's called the Sarki, and with some of the women she befriends or who befriend her.
Mhm.
But I did grow up in Nigeria, but I was in the southern part of the country, which is largely Christian. The
Okay.
northern part of the country, which is where this novel is set, is largely Muslim. So that's where I learned a lot.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't really know much about Ramadan. I didn't know about children going door to door and getting candies. So those are things I learned. I didn't know much about planting a forest of trees, some of the engineering things. I did already know about the war because there's a civil war that breaks out. It's about to break out in
Yeah.
the country at the end of the novel. I knew that because I lived there then. I was there during that war.